Shalom. Tell me, what does God require of you? We're going to talk about that in this week's portion. The answer to that question is found in the Haftarah, but the Torah portion this week is Balak. It's Numbers 22:2 through 25:9, and the Haftarah portion is Micah 5, verse 6 through 6:8. The New Covenant portion is 1 Corinthians 1:20 through 31. So I'm just going to start out by reading some of the main portions of this as we go through. I think that this portion is one of the favorites of many children, and mine as well. So if we look at Numbers 22, verse 2, now Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. So Moab was in great fear because of the people, for they were numerous. And Moab was in dread of the sons of Israel. Moab said to the elders of Midian, now this horde will lick up all that is around us as the ox licks up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king at Moab at that time. So he sent messengers to Balaam, and I'm just going to continue calling him Balaam, which is his Hebrew name, the son of Beor at Bethor, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, behold, a people came out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the surface of the land, and they are living opposite me. Now, therefore, please come, curse this people for me, since they are too mighty for me. So Balak the king calls for Balaam and says, please curse this people, meaning Israel. And in verse 12, God said to Balaam, do not go with them. You shall not curse the people, meaning Israel, for they are blessed. Well, as it turns out, you'll see that Balaam did go. And so, still in chapter 22, starting in verse 21, Balaam arose in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with the leaders of Moab. But God was angry because he was going, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him. Now he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, the donkey turned off from the way and went into the field. But Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back into the way. The angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path of the vineyards with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pressed herself to the wall and pressed Balaam's foot against the wall, so he struck her again. The angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn to the right hand or the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam was angry and struck the donkey with his stick. And the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, what have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times? And then Balaam said to the donkey, because you have made a mockery of me. If there had been a sword in my hand, I would have killed you by now. The donkey said to Balaam, am I not your donkey on which you have ridden all your life to this day? Have I ever been accustomed to do so to you? And he said, no. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed all the way to the ground. The angel of the Lord said to him, why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out as an adversary because your way was contrary to me. But the donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, I would surely have killed you just now and let her live. What an amazing story. If we go on into chapter 23, verse 7, we see this. From Aram, Balak has brought me, Moab's king from the mountains of the east. Come, curse Yaakov for me. Come, denounce Israel. Verse 8, how shall I curse whom God has not cursed? And how can I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced. I want to move on. Still in chapter 23, I want to go to verse 18. Arise, O Balak, and hear. Give ear to me, O sons of Zippor. God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and he will not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good? Behold, I have received a command to bless. Where he has blessed, then I cannot revoke it. This is Balaam saying, God has commanded me to bless Israel. And in verse 21, he continues and he says, he has not observed misfortune in Jacob, nor has he seen trouble in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. God brings them out of Egypt. He is for them like the horns of the wild ox. For there is no omen against Jacob, nor is there any divination against Israel. At the proper time, it shall be said to Jacob and to Israel, what God has done. Behold, a people rises like a lioness. And this is where they got the name of one of these latest operations that we did, Rising Lion. Continuing on, I want to look at in chapter 24 at verse 17, because here we see a glimpse about the Messiah who will come. And it says, a star shall come forth from Jacob, a scepter shall rise from Israel, giving us a clue that the Messiah would come from Israel. So that's what I want to leave with you, those beautiful verses today coming out of Numbers. But I still have not answered the question, what does God require of you? Now, what God required of Balaam was to bless the sons of Israel. And one thing I forgot to mention, which is really at the end of that portion, is, he could not come out and curse Israel because God had blessed them. But he did cause Israel in the end to stumble. And how did he do that? He brought it by bringing sin into the camp of Israel. But if Israel had remained clean, there would be no word curse that was going to work against them because God was for them. But the key is that obedience and walking before God in holiness. Now, in the Haftarah, this is the answer to the question, what does God require of you? In Micah chapter 6, verse 8. He, meaning God has told you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. So today I want to just leave you with those words all week long to think about what God is requiring from us to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with him. I hope you have a wonderful week. I bless you. Shalom.